What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2013 version of Carrie. The movie is directed by Kimberly Pierce and written by Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa and Leonard D. Cohen, who had wrote the original Carrie movie. And this movie follows the exact same plot of the original version and the 2002 remake. Carrie gets bullied and stuff, especially at the beginning of the movie when she has her first period and freaks out in the locker room, and she is having to deal with her crazy religious mother and being bullied and stuff. And then at the prom, one of the bullies is trying to get even with her for her getting in trouble, and they pour pig's blood on her, and she wreaks havoc on the school. It's pretty much the exact same story. I mean, when you're adapting the Stephen King book and stuff, you can't really do a lot different with this story and everything. They did do a few little changes and added some stuff in there to make it feel more modern, but for the most part it sticks to the story the way that it's meant to be told. This is one of those movies that I know a lot of people love it or hate it. I personally don't love it or hate it. I think it's just an alright version of the story. Like I said in my other videos, if I want to watch Carrie, I'm just going to go back and watch the original 76 version. But this one is definitely not bad. It has a lot of good things going for it. The cast in here especially, most of them are pretty good in here. Chloe Grace Moretz is alright as Carrie, although I don't really think she was really fit the role as well. Personally, I think they should have gone with somebody else, because she doesn't look like the way she's described in the book, and she's too pretty and stuff to make it understandable of why she would be an outcast and stuff. Personally, I think the girl that played Chris would have been better, because to me she looked more like somebody who would be, if they would have used the right makeup and stuff, she could have fit Carrie better probably. But I think Chloe Grace Moretz did a decent job. I don't want anything against her acting or anything. She's not a bad actress at all. I think she was pretty good in this movie, especially in certain parts of it. Julianne Moore plays Margaret White, and well, I think she is definitely better than Patricia Clarkson was in the 2002 remake. She, once again, is not near as good as Piper Laurie, who was amazing as Margaret White in the original. But I do think that she's okay. Julianne Moore is one of those actresses that I actually really like a lot. She's one that I never really give the credit that she really deserves, because I actually like her a lot more than I give myself credit for, because I've seen a lot of her stuff and I always like most of the stuff she's in and everything. I thought she was okay in this movie. I know when I very first saw it, I really didn't like her in it, but every time I watch it, I like her a little bit better and everything. I think she does a decent job. I mean, if you can watch it without having the original in your mind, it's easy to overlook. Judy Greer plays Miss Desjardins, and I think she was pretty good too. She's another actress that I've always kind of liked. She's been in quite a few movies that I've liked and everything. I wouldn't say she's like an amazing actress or anything, but I did like her in this movie. This is one of my favorite characters she played, because I just thought she really fit the role really well, and I think that this is one of the best versions of the character. I definitely thought she was better than the version from 2002, and I debate on whether I like her more than the original actress that played her in the first one, but I think she does a decent enough job. Gabriella Wilde plays Sue Snell, and I think she does a good job. She's once again really a likable character, and I like how in this one, she like her regrets and stuff start like early on in the movie, like while the shower scene is still happening, she starts regretting everything. You can like just tell by the expressions on her face and stuff. Like she's like, I shouldn't have been part of this and stuff like that. And I thought she did a really good job playing the character. She's really likable, and I think that Gabriella Wilde did a really good job playing her. Portia Doubleday plays Chris, and I swear that I'm pretty sure this version of the character is the one that I think is the worst. Like, she's just the meanest. She has the ugliest attitude. She's just really not likable at all. None of the versions are really likable, but especially this one. There's just something about her that I just really don't like. But I think she does a decent job playing her. She makes you really not like her, and everything. I think she's really good too. Not quite as good as the original actress to play her, but she still was good. Alex Russell plays Billy, and I don't really like him very much either. But I think that he did a good job playing him. I didn't really care for Billy in this movie. He wasn't like he's still a jerk in it and stuff like he was in the 2002 version, but he's not as big of a jerk as he was in that one, and he's not a kind of like a goofball jerk like John Travolta was, so he just is kind of meh. I thought his performance was one of my least favorites. But I think out of all the cast in this movie, the one that really actually impressed me the most was Ansel Elgort as Tommy Ross. I actually think he's really good as Tommy Ross. I like him almost as much as the original guy. I don't know that I could say that he was as good as him, but I thought he was almost as good. He just fit the role really well. And the chemistry between him and Chloe Grace Moretz was really good. And his chemistry with Gabriella Wilde was really good. Like, he had that charm to him, and he's one of those actors I've always felt was underrated. And I know he was originally one of the ones they were looking at to play Han Solo in Solo, and I think that he would have been a really good choice for that. But I really liked Ansel Elgort in this movie. I thought he was really great in here. This was the first movie I remember seeing him in. Might have even been his first movie, I don't know. But I thought he was really good in here. But all of the cast is really great. The scares and stuff in here are not very good. Like it doesn't. You can tell they're trying to have the eerie atmosphere and stuff, but when you've seen the original version, which was so good with the eerie atmosphere and stuff, you know what's going to happen in this version, it just kind of takes away from the suspense, and it just wasn't really that scary to me. And Marco Beltrami's score was okay, not terrible or anything, but it definitely was not as good as the score in the original. And even Carrie 2 had a better score than this one, but it didn't really help with the atmosphere and stuff because it just didn't really feel like the dreary atmosphere was there. Like there was a sense of dread throughout the whole movie in the original version and stuff, but this one just didn't really have that. Same with the 2002 remake. I think that's why these remakes of Carrie just don't work as well as the original one did. And also not having Brian De Palma direct it, I think has to do with that too, because he really knew what he was doing when he made that movie. Now I'm not saying Kimberly Peirce is a bad director, because I love her movie Boys Don't Cry, which is the only movie I've seen that she's directed, but But yeah, I think the 2013 version is okay. I think it is a little bit underrated because I know a lot of people absolutely hated this version and stuff, and most of them would. I can't really argue with their argument though. Like, if we want to watch Carrie, why not just watch the original version? That's really great. This movie has no reason to exist, and I do agree with people on that. There is no reason for this movie to exist. It's just a cash grab remake that didn't really do anything uh, to warrant its existence except to make it feel a little bit more modern. And I will say that the one thing that they did do that I thought was kind of, I mean, it's jacked up, but it makes sense why they did it, is like that at the prom they like show a video of the shower scene at the beginning of the movie playing when they are trying to humiliate her and stuff, and that, of course, that would add to her anger and stuff. So I thought that was kind of decent, but a lot of the stuff in the prom scene just, I don't think it looks as bad as a lot of people did, but it does have a lot of CGI. I've seen a lot worse CGI, so maybe that's why it don't bother me as bad and everything. But I thought the prom scene could have been done a little bit better. I wish it would have had maybe a little bit more gore and stuff, but it had some alright gore in it. And Chris's death in this movie is probably the most satisfying out of all the versions of it, because like she builds up her death and stuff really well. That's another thing that this movie did really good, that even though I liked the way it happened in the original too, I thought that was a really good way too of seeing how Chris got killed in this movie. But yeah, so I'd say I'd give the 2013 remake a 7 out of 10, the same that I gave the 2002 version. I wouldn't say this is a extremely great movie, but it to me it is better than the 2002 version for sure, but still isn't an extremely great movie, and it doesn't really have a reason to exist. If you're like a big fan of the story and stuff, it's worth checking out. I wouldn't recommend watching them all at one time though, like I just did, because it really actually got old watching 3 versions of the same story back to back to back. I'd spread it out. I probably should have done that, but yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the 2013 version of Carrie, and I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody, and fuck Amber Heard.